Support for the Leadoff on WGLT and WGLT.org comes from the Central Illinois Regional Airport, offering one stop to worldwide destinations from Central Illinois with daily flights on American Airlines to hubs in Dallas and Chicago. Close, convenient, CIRA. More at CIRA.com.
A dog trainer in Normal is helping veterans move through life after service. That's one of the things you need to know to start your day for Tuesday, November 11th. I'm Ryan Denham, and this is WGLT's The Leadoff. On this Veterans Day, let's lead off with the state's only circuit-wide problem-solving court. The Veterans Treatment Court is celebrating its latest graduate, an Army veteran from Chatsworth, Illinois. WGLT's Lauren Warnicki has more.
You did good, so congratulations. Clap for that.
Livingston County Judge Randy Yednock says April Meyer is proof the Veterans Treatment Court works.
I was a prosecutor and somebody who just thought these programs were a joke. I've complete 180 on them because I've seen the transformative power that they have with these individuals.
Yednock runs the 5-county court, which serves as an alternative to probation. Del Sam has coordinated the program for the past 4 years.
Most of our veterans don't really have a huge criminal history. It can be DUIs, it could be domestic violence, it could be criminal damage to property, things like that. So the cases that bring them in are pretty wide, but it's nonviolent crimes.
Meyer spent nearly 3 years in the Army and struggled with her mental health when she came home, leading to brushes with the criminal justice system. She says Veterans Treatment Court was overwhelming at first.
But once you kind of get into the groove, you're like, oh, okay. And then everything starts kind of taking hold and it starts to make sense, and it's not as difficult to stay on task. Coordinator
Del Sam says the program typically has between 20 and 30 participants enrolled, ranging in age from their 20s to their 80s. He says nearly 90% of those who enter the program graduate. And once they do, their cases are dismissed, and they can immediately apply to have their arrests expunged.
They're able to complete treatment and get back in the community safely. And our program is designed to reduce that recidivism so they don't get rearrested and back in there.
Now that she's graduated, April Meyer plans to volunteer with veterans groups. She hopes to become Livingston County's first female mentor for the Veterans Treatment Court. For the Leadoff, I'm Lauren Warnicki.
Here's some other stories we're following in the WGLT newsroom. Illinois' 2 U.S. senators are split on a bill that would end the government shutdown. Senator Dick Durbin says that bill advancing in the Senate is not perfect, but it takes steps to reduce the shutdown's negative impacts. Senator Tammy Duckworth says she voted against that bill because it does nothing to prevent a healthcare crisis. The board of electric automaker Rivian has restructured the pay package for its chief executive officer, R.J. Scaringe, in a way that could net him close to $5 billion over the next decade. That pay package only happens if the company meets revenue and stock price targets. And the third and final informational open house on the Veterans Parkway Safety Study is tomorrow night at 6:30. It'll be online over Zoom. You can find a link at mcplan.org. You can find more on these stories, too, at WGLT.org. Dogs have been called man's best friend for a while now, and today that companionship continues in many forms. As an example, trained dogs are helping veterans after they come home from active duty. Training dogs is no easy feat, but Devil Dog Canine in Normal is up for the challenge. WGLT's Emily Bollinger has more.
Devil Dog Canine trains dogs in basic obedience, therapy, protection, and service work.
You name it, we pretty much do it.
Here's co-founder Michael Parker.
I used to be that person that thought that horses were actually a man's best friend until I got a service dog, and I was like, oh, this is even better than horses.
Parker served in the Marines from 2012 to 2015. He received his first service dog, Levi, in 2023. Levi passed away recently.
I am in the process of training my own service dog to take over his responsibility. I don't like replace, the word replace. You can't replace him, but training my new puppy to step up and take over that role.
Along with his new dog, Padme, Parker is training several others, some belonging to veterans. Parker does train dogs not owned by veterans, but says as a veteran himself, they are nearest to his heart. One of those veterans is Dennis McDonald, who served in the U.S. Army from 1996 to 2010. McDonald says coming home from active duty took a lot of adjustment. He still struggles with loud noises and large crowds, but credits his dog Belle with helping him stay calmer and less depressed. McDonald says many veterans, whether they admit it or not, live with anxiety, depression, or PTSD.
I know if it wouldn't have been for my last dog and her I would probably be a little bit worse off than I am now.
At Devil Dog Canine, Belle is learning obedience and deep pressure therapy. A recent study concluded that having a service dog can reduce symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, in veterans, and deep pressure therapy is one of the actions dogs can do for this. This is especially important when suicide rates among veterans is higher than the general U.S. adult population. Navy and Army National Guard veteran Ed Rurup also brought his dog Miko to Devil Dog Canine. Trainer Michael Parker worked with the German Shepherd to serve as a guard dog and a companion for Rurup. Not only does Miko protect Rurup and his wife, but the training has strengthened their companionship.
We've already got a pretty good bond to help bring my anxiety down, and I help him with his anxiety too, so we're kind of a mutual help.
Rurup says his dog Miko can understand his emotions and read his face, no matter what he's feeling.
He'll feel it in the air too, so he knows exactly how I'm feeling, if he needs to be there or if he needs to give me some space, but be in the area. He's real good about that, and I think Michael brought a lot of that out of him.
Another veteran who trains at Devil Dog Canine is Chris Ellis. Ellis joined the Marine Corps Reserves right out of high school, later taking a 5-year break before serving in the Army. He has been out of the military since 2022. Ellis says he got a dog because it gave him something to focus on.
That way my thoughts weren't just running rampant.
Ellis has been going through the Veterans Treatment Court program, a specialized court designed to divert veterans involved in the criminal justice system into a program that provides treatment, counseling, and support.
I knew I needed help, and that's kind of one of the hardest things for any male to do, let alone a veteran male to do.
The court did not explicitly recommend Ellis get a dog, but he says he figured it would be helpful. For some veterans, training with Devil Dog Canine offers more than obedience lessons. It provides community and purpose. Through Devil Dog Canine, Parker is doing more than training dogs. He is helping veterans rediscover purpose and camaraderie after service. I'm Emily Bollinger.
In the near future, Michael Parker with Devil Dog Canine says he plans to start a free weekly group class for veterans and first responders. The class will consist of dog training sessions and a peer group. This story here is part of a series we're doing today for Veterans Day. You can listen to a full episode of stories like this about meeting the needs of today's veterans tonight at 5 on WGLT's news magazine, Sound Ideas. And that is it for today. I'm Ryan Denham. The show is produced by Cheyenne Brown. You can subscribe to the Leadoff on the NPR app or wherever you get your podcasts.